Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia. I am the system analyst of this project with my teammate Anis. So we will explain the proposal of this system. We are currently making an improvement of existing system, which is elderly healthcare system. So I will explain in general what this system is about. So this system is basically a healthcare system that's specially developed for elderly. This system is a mobile application that designed to detect the health of elderly. This system can ease the caretakers to freely monitor their parents in daily life. And also, the doctors can use the application to key in the heartbeat and pulse result of the patient in their smartwatch. Next, I will proceed to the purpose of this system. So, the purpose is the first one is to improve the health system sensitivity to the elderly population. Second, to empower elderly men and women to be safer, not just about chronic disease, but in overall health. And the last one, to create the elderly lifestyle easier with the aid of the healthcare system and application. Figured out that this existing system has their own weakness. So there are several weaknesses that we found out. The first one is the application with phone with small size, which hard for elderly to read properly. The second one is the language used in the system is difficult to understand by some elderly. Next, the system might crash due to overload user. And lastly, there is a lot of advertisement pop-up in the application, so it might disturb some elderly to focus in one thing. These are the stakeholders of the system. The first one is elderly patients. The second one is caretakers, which is either spouse or children. Next is doctor and also IT researcher. There are few people involved in this project. The first one is system designer, who is responsible in work with analysts and designing system components to meet the set requirements. The second one is programmer, who is writing the code for the project, which involves in maintaining, debugging, and troubleshooting system and software to ensure that everything is running smoothly. Next is project manager, who is responsible in planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closing project. And the last one is system analyst, who is analyze software and write requirement of the new system. Basically, this in-house project because this project is developed within the company instead of relying on the outsourcing. The employee itself works on the system and divide the project between the team in this project.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Anis Hanani binti Abbas and I am the system analyst for Medieval Company.
What does the system should be able to do? First, the system can notify the upcoming appointment date. Next, it can detect heartbeat and health of the elderly users using the smartwatch that connected with this application. Then the elderly doctor can also use the application to key in or set the appointment date for the elderly, and it also can make an emergency calls in case of any emergency happen to the elderly. And lastly, the caretaker also can monitor their elderly health within the application. Next, how does this system work? Okay, based on flow diagram 1.1, if we look, the existing system has relatively simple and unfriendly features of seniors. First, elderly had to re-enter their information each time they log in into the system. This is a bit troublesome for the elderly who are not IT literate. Then, only after entering the data, they can book an appointment with the doctor and they have to wait for a call from the doctor. However, with the upcoming new system that comes with very special features, it can be more easier to monitor the health of the elderly. Elderly only needs to log in for the first time. Then the smartwatch that has been connected with this application will read the elderly pulse. And next, if the reading is high, this information will be sent automatically, and the system will book an appointment with the doctor. After that, the elderly just need to check the appointment date and wait to go to the doctor. That's all. There is an example of a system that is slightly similar to our new system named Funware Healthcare Application. This Funware Healthcare Application is about healthcare. Yet, what sets it different from our system is that our system is more focused on the elderly, while Funware is only general and for all levels of society. So let's take a look at Funware Healthcare Applications video.
The Aruba and Comport ensures a perfect turnkey patient experience program, from enterprise assessment, wayfinding, and patient, staff, and asset tracking. By providing a highly adopted application, your hospital will know more about the patients and visitors coming into your facility and be able to engage them effectively. Telemedicine applications are also integrated to virtually connect patients to their physician anywhere. Patients are also consumers, and Funware is the digital front door that they expect. Ideal for all your patient experience initiatives. Learn more about Funware.
Okay, what is the benefit of our system? This system using bigger and readable fonts so that it's more easier for the elderly to use this application. Next, our application provide language that is easy to understand. Then this application use a better software to avoid the system to crash during the development. And lastly, you have to spend a little bit money to avoid the advertisement pop-up.
Now I will proceed to the cost of the project. So based on the table provided, all the stage gives an impact on the project cost estimation, which makes the difficulties to come up with the precise estimation for the project. The table helps the developer to find the most accurate cost estimation. All the stage in the project use a lot of cost to provide a better system in the future. The planning stage need the developer to make a research on the project before proceeding to the next phase. This stage uses a few costs for the developer to make a better plan. The designing stage need the developer to spend the cost on the development of the project. There might be a few software uses a lot of cost in the development. The last phase of this project is testing stage. Testing stage is needed to ensure that system well performs, and this stage might use costs on the internet and others to ensure that the client able to test the system in a better way. Last but not least, the system might need a lot of workers to work on the system. So the salary is needed to pay for them to working on the system. So this is the timeline of the project. It started on July with designing the system and continuing with developing the system in August. The system should be finished early in September for testing the system, and after the testing stage, we proceed to review and make an improvement on October before launching in November.
In conclusion, the main goals of the system are to investigate the concept of the old system and to identify user interface design for elderly patients. The weaknesses identified for the system are low internet connection when using the applications. The font is smaller and harder to read, so user need to zoom in some words. Next, the user also cannot understand the language that have been provided, and they do not know how to search and information and what is the function of certain icons. The application is also claimed complicated, and they do not have knowledge about smartwatch. They also cannot fill in their personal information due to anxiety. Next, the gains for the system are the system able to provide understandable language, that is multi-language. The system also using bigger and readable font, and the user can customize the font size to suit the user's taste. The system also easy to use, a user-friendly mobile application. The system also use icon to make user easily understand the function and be able to provide easy and simple application for elderly to use. And it's provide waterproof smartwatch that can monitor heartbeats, pulse, sugar, keep track of sleep quality and movement speed. Moreover, this system only requires a low cost to build it, and the time required is only 5 months. Therefore, this system is very worth to consider. That's all from us. Thank you.